You've probably heard this term, the lost Liberal decade. It refers to the 10-year period that begins with the 2015 election of Liberal Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. A 10-year period that just happens to coincide with virtually everything about Canada getting worse. And on that point, the data is pretty damning. You can argue that it's not the Liberals' fault, but the country has gotten poorer, more crime-ridden, and with critical shortages of everything from healthcare to homes. Here's a quick review. Healthcare wait times are nearly twice as bad as they were in 2015. Back then, the average wait time for surgery was 18.3 weeks. Now it's 30. Also, the doctor shortage has never been worse, with millions of Canadians having no access to primary care. Also, people keep dying in emergency rooms. That didn't used to be a thing. Crime is higher everywhere and for everything. This is a crime severity index maintained by Statistics Canada. This dip here is right around when the Liberals take power. We now have way more gun violence than before. We're now a world center for auto theft. We have a problem with crime tourism now, and an extra 200 people are now being murdered each year as compared to 2015 trends. All the while, we're emptying out prisons. The economy has remained stagnant even as everyone else gets richer. Here's a chart showing per capita GDP growth among developed nations over the last 10 years. Way at the bottom is Canada. The only one worse than us is Luxembourg. Just last year, Statistics Canada estimated that if the Canadian economy had simply stuck to the growth rates of 2015, we'd all be an extra $4,200 richer per year. Debt has basically doubled. It was $612 billion when the Liberals took power. Now it's $1.4 trillion. Military recruitment has dropped off a cliff to the point where the Canadian Armed Forces is so short of personnel that more than half of their ships, planes, and vehicles do not have people to maintain them. When the Liberals took over, the military estimated that they were shorthanded by about 900 members. Now it's 16,000. Life expectancy has gone down. Life expectancy at birth when the Liberals took over was 81.9, now it's 81.5. And a sustained dip in life expectancy has basically never happened before, save for blips during major wars and pandemics. One reason is Canada now has one of the world's highest rates of fatal overdoses. When the Liberals took power, about 6 Canadians died each day of an overdose, now it's 21. Finally, the birth rate has cratered. 10 years ago, Canadian birth rates were low, but roughly on par with the rest of the developed world. Now we're lower than every other country except South Korea, Spain, Italy, and Japan, all of which are in the midst of demographic collapse. Why? The best guess is that Canadians want to have big families, but they can't afford them.